The Pokemon Company have revealed a game-changing card that's going to be coming out as part of our Twilight Masquerade set. I'm Jeff from InThirdPerson.com. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about this new card and the ramifications in the current meta, which are absolutely massive. That card is Jamming Tower. Pokemon tools attached to Pokemon in play, both yours and your opponent's, have no effect. This is insane because we are in a tool heavy meta right now, and let's actually run through the decks that get impacted by this. This might not be every deck, but I went through the Limitless tournament page and pulled out a whole bunch of the biggest decks that get impacted by this, such as Charizard losing Maximum Belt, Choice Belt, Defiance Band when this is in play. We're losing extra damage. Forest Seal Stone is a huge loss, being able to help our consistency, grabbing that extra card. And Technical Machine Devolution, where Charizard doesn't run this as much these days, but it is a tech that was popular in Charizard, and there are other decks that still run this. And with this stadium in play, forget about it. Future Hands loses its free retreat and future booster capsule, and moving energy between Iron Hands and its other attackers. Heavy Baton gets shut down with the stadium in play. That's absolutely catastrophic for the deck because it basically dies if it can't move energy between Pokemon. Arceus Giratina loses its damage mods, including Maximum Belt, which is the whole reason why this deck is back in the meta. Ancient Box, Roaring Moon, Great Tusk lose plus 60 HP with Ancient Box getting shut down. Snorlax and Pidgeot Control loses all of its HP modifiers such as Bravery Charm, Hero's Cape, Defiance Vest, though Snorlax and Pidgeot might actually run this stadium to hurt other decks instead. Gardevoir is a huge loser in this news, which is unfortunate because the League Battle deck is coming out very soon, and it is losing Bravery Charm, Hero's Cape, and Luxurious Cape. And not only does it turn those off, you have to put damage on your Pokemon preemptively, and most of the time they're going to have more damage than their HP. So the moment the stadium hits the play, those Pokemon just die if they've already done their attack. And if they don't, if you haven't done the attack yet, then you can't hit the damage numbers that you need to in order to get that big hit in. And Gardevoir is going to be hurt so bad, maybe the worst, by this news. Diaga loses Technical Machine Evolution, which was incredibly important to help the Matangs get rolling. Even Espathra with the Evolution and Rigid Band being able to tank hits and Evolution, getting those Xatu set up. This is huge. Brutal edit here because at some point I deleted my Lost Zone box slide, but Lost Zone box loses Rescue Board and Technical Machine Crisis Punch. So yeah, as you can see, lots of decks impacted by this new stadium. This is going to be like, I had to dig like 20 something decks to get to that point. There are so many decks that are going to be impacted by this stadium, and I feel like in this meta we've gotten very comfortable with tools, and the stadium war has very much cooled off in light of Path to the Peak rotating out. But now with this tool jamming stadium in play, I think stadiums are back. I use Temple of Sinnoh here in this graphic, but really it could be any stadium just to get that out of play. Lost Vacuum stocks go even higher. I think Lost Vacuum is currently undervalued with the amount of tools that are in our current meta, and I think if you don't have Lost Vacuum in your deck, you probably should, especially if you are a tool-heavy deck with how powerful this jamming stadium is. And then Worker might be coming back, where you get to draw 3 cards, which is but you get to discard a stadium, and there are so many decks, as you've seen, where those tool cards are incredibly important, and this jamming stadium is going to be a real problem for them. So Worker could be back in the meta. And there's only a couple of decks that did not really get hit by this, and maybe they're licking their lips like, ooh, maybe we should be playing this stadium. Maybe not Chen Pao. Chen Pao, I mean, they could play it, but Chen Pao needs so much stuff in order to run consistently that maybe they don't have room for this, but I definitely consider it. Lugia V-Star, maybe. Lugia is pretty light on stadiums right now anyway, so maybe we could squeeze one in. Goldengo, maybe not so much because we are so reliant on Pokestop, but right now Goldengo's not really running tools, and this could be a great way of slowing down our opponents. So I think this stadium is incredibly impactful, and we have to think about the ramifications of this stadium. There are decks that are going to be thinking about how many of these should we run in our deck, if at all, and any other decks running tools. You got to think about how badly are you hurt by the stadium, and I'm very curious to see what happens going forward. I do think this is a incredibly impactful stadium that is going to shake up the game quite a bit. But what say you? Is this stadium a absolute catastrophe, or for a lot of meta decks, am I overrating it here? Let me know in the comments below. But for now, I got to get going. Thank you so much for watching. You can find me on all the things: YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at @InThirdPerson. You can find me on Twitch at @InThirdPerson, where I stream the Pokemon trading card game every Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And check out the website, inthirdperson.com, for more articles and videos on video games, board games, and other nerdy pursuits. I know this video is a little shorter than usual. This was just a quick news drop, but we've got deck profiles and other stuff coming tomorrow. So yeah, I just wanted to keep you guys up to date on the latest news, especially because this card, I think, is absolutely massive. So go enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.